Hey folks, Chris here. You think you know Japanese whiskey. Clean lines, delicate flavors, quiet craftsmanship. But then something like Akashi White Oak shows up and kind of messes with the script. It's not trying to be a Yamakaze clone known for their honey, dried fruit, and vanilla. It's doing its own thing. And from what I understand, it's got some secrets under the label too. But before I give it a review myself, if you've tried it, I would love your opinion down below. Do you think they are a testament to blending tradition with innovation? Are they competitive in a crowded market? Or are they just another bottle trying to join the buzz? And what is this buzz I talk about? Well, if you've been under a rock for the past 20 years, Japanese whiskey has become a bit of a global obsession. But here's the thing. Not everything labeled whiskey from Japan is officially Japanese whiskey. That's not just semantics. I'll get into that a little bit later, but more importantly, whiskey in Japan ranges dramatically. From the familiar single malts and blended whiskeys we're used to crafting over here or most of Europe, to even the lightly peated whiskeys. But then there are some really unique whiskeys, like Ryukyu, which uses rice and black koji for sort of a uniquely Japanese flavor. And even hybrids that combine whiskey and shochu, which is, I think, similar to vodka, usually made from rice, barley, or sweet potatoes. But back to labeling and terms. Before the boom in the early 2000s in Japan, the labeling laws, to my understanding, were loose. Whiskey could be imported from Canada or Scotland, bottled in Japan, and still be sold with a Mount Fuji backdrop. That, of course, sparked controversy, especially as demand exploded from their aging stocks and whiskey started to disappear. The industry had to reckon with transparency. In 2021, the Japan Spirits and Liquors Makers Association introduced voluntary labeling standards. To be called Japanese whiskey, the spirit must be fermented, distilled, aged, and bottled in Japan using only water and ingredients from Japan. I'm no expert, so if I got something wrong, please correct me. But the Akashi White Oak is from one of the few small distilleries that was making whiskey well before the craze. And while this blend may include imported grain whiskey, the brand doesn't hide behind mystique. It sort of leans into clarity. That to me makes it a fascinating player in this evolving scene of Japanese whiskey. But Akashi City is nestled along Japan's Seto Inland Sea, which is renowned for its maritime heritage. But it wasn't until 1984 that White Oak Distillery began crafting whiskey here. Owned by Eigashima, a company with roots dating back to 1888, the distillery apparently blends traditional sake-making expertise with whiskey production, creating spirits that kind of both reflect innovation and tradition. But enough talking. Amy, thanks for sharing this bottle. Let's get to tasting it. This is a blend of 30% malted barley, 70% grain whiskey, aged in ex-bourbon casks without an age statement. We're looking at 40% here, so let's give it a pour. I love the color. It's a warm golden amber, and while some Akashi whiskeys do use color, the White Oak is apparently all natural and non-chill filtered. The nose is great, nice and subtle. A little bit malty with a nice subtle oak. Very golden fruits, apricot. A little bit spirity. To me, this drinks in the way that many of us would expect from a Japanese whiskey. It is smooth, it's light-bodied, it's simple, and it's pleasant. It's not overly complex, but really nice. For me, I get vanilla, some pine nuts, and maybe lemongrass, actually. That sort of green grass. But I'm also getting something a bit sort of deeper, like a banana bread with sweet cereal, which I really like. There's a faint sort of smoke in there, maybe peat. Definitely faint smoke. It finishes sort of short, pleasant with that pepper and smoke. Yeah, it's nice. So, from what I'd read online, Akashi likes to lean on their fusion of sake making techniques with whiskey production. This means using smaller pot stills, which reduces the fusel alcohol, resulting in a smoother spirit that doesn't require sort of extended aging, they say. The coastal climate, with its hot summers and cool winters, allegedly accelerate maturation, I guess enhancing the whiskey's depth and character. I'm not sure that's why they don't have an age statement, but given this is labeled as Japanese whiskey, it means it would be a minimum of 3 years. And I love the branding. It's no secret, I love branding, and the Akashi White Oak bottle is minimalist, yet elegant. A friend of mine called it the Colt 45 of Japanese whiskey. She wasn't a fan of the look, but I love that it's compact, and it's got a nice clear label reflecting the Japanese aesthetics, simplicity, functionality, and a deep respect for tradition. The design itself focuses on the whiskey without sort of unnecessary distractions. So to wrap this up, honest take here, the Akashi White Oak here in Canada, where I am, goes for $70 a bottle, which is virtually the same price as Nikka from the barrel. Now, keep in mind, these are smaller bottles at only 500 milliliters, which I think puts them sort of in that mid-range for the price. For example, Bowmore 12 year is also $70, but that is a 750 milliliter bottle size. Breaking it down with some numbers here, it means Bowmore 12 is just over 9 cents per milliliters, or $2.75 an ounce, compared to Akashi at 14 cents a milliliter, or just over $4 an ounce. That makes Akashi about 50% more expensive than Bowmore. Is it good? Yeah. Is it that good? I'm not sure I'd be picking up another bottle, to be honest, but I think this is a perfectly good whiskey which I would sip just as is. If you're looking to start, explore the nuances of Japanese whiskey, maybe check it out, but in my opinion, it's a little inflated for the price. Now, with that said, if I had to choose between the two bottles of the Nikka from the barrel and this one, I think Nikka from the barrel offers more nuance and depth, even though it doesn't fit the labeling requirements as being Japanese whiskey, but it is whiskey from Japan. What's your take on all this? Let me know down below. What do you think? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.